The competitor that I am, I'm fierce, I'm sassy, I stick up for my teammates, stick up for myself, and so sometimes I think that's okay to be feisty and to be yourself.
When Sophie Cunningham landed in Indiana, fans weren't exactly sure what to expect. They knew she was fiery, they knew she wasn't afraid of contact, but what nobody expected was her loyalty. Because right from the jump, Sophie made it clear she wasn't just here to play, she was here to ride or die for Caitlin Clark. While other players rolled their eyes at the Caitlin hype, Sophie said out loud what everyone else avoided. Caitlin isn't just a rookie, she's the face of the league. And that honesty, it made Sophie stand out fast. Not just to fans who loved her bluntness, but to players and even when BA officials who suddenly saw her as a problem. What started as a reputation for toughness was about to turn into something much bigger because once Caitlin became the most targeted player in the league, Sophie's real role revealed itself.
During that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so, at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do, and I'm a team player, so it's all good.
The first glimpse of Sophie's true fire came in the preseason. During a scrappy matchup against rookie Kiki Finn, Sophie didn't back down for even a second. One shove, one glare, and the message was clear. This wasn't going to be business as usual. It was just a preview.
Look, you go down into the trees and things happen. And Kiki Finn right there, they had an extra little shove, and she's just like, what I do? Well, you kind of grab up, and then Sophie Cunningham pops right up and has a lot to say.
Because once the season tipped off, the real storm hit. Night after night, Caitlin Clark was shoved, bumped, tripped, and jawed at. Opponents circled her like sharks, and the refs? They swallowed the whistle.
That's a flagrant foul. It's a hard foul. You could say it's a play on the ball, but...
Most players would have stayed quiet, but Sophie wasn't built for silence. She stepped in. She pushed back. She barked at refs. She let the entire league know if you're coming for Caitlin, you're coming through her first, and that's when the tension started to boil. Because Sophie wasn't just playing basketball anymore. She was rewriting her role as the league's enforcer, but nobody was ready for what came next the moment Sophie finally snapped, in front of millions. June 17th. Commissioner's Cup. It started like any other game, but by the final whistle, Sophie Cunningham's name was everywhere. Caitlin Clark had been hit all night. Elbows, body checks, cheap shots. And once again, the refs acted blind. Fans were furious. The bench was boiling. And Sophie? She'd had enough. Midway through the second half, it all exploded. Sophie grabbed an opponent in a headlock, shoved another, and made it crystal clear, if the refs won't protect Caitlin, she will.
They bring in Sophie Cunningham. I had no idea. Sophie Cunningham was a black belt at the age of 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boom!
Wow.
I love it.
The crowd lost it. Clips flooded social media within minutes. Sophie went from tough role player to headline news. And when reporters tried to corner her after the game, she didn't backpedal. She doubled down. Her words were sharp, simple, unforgettable. I'll protect my teammates, period. That night, Sophie Cunningham became more than a player. She became a symbol, half hero, half villain, depending on which side you were on. But what happened next pushed her even further, turning her into a full-blown star. Overnight, Sophie Cunningham went from a tough role player to one of the most talked about names in basketball. Her jersey sold out. TikTok was flooded with clips of her protecting Caitlin. Fans called her a hero, but the league saw something different. The WNBA slapped her with fines, handed down warnings, and tried to paint her as reckless. Instead of backing down, Sophie leaned in harder.
Everyone's like, what is going on with the refs? And I'm like, I don't know. And you finding me $500 is not going to do. I'm not even going to lie to you. I am someone who says what everyone else is thinking or talking about, not just with the refs,
Did you post
but
that
with
after
Detroit,
after you guys lost?
with Cleveland. I want people to hear what I just said. I am the only one, but if you ask our league, they feel the same exact way.
The league feels the same way about the refs as you?
And Detroit and
Oh.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
And
Do
so
you want
now,
to give it one more shot?
no, because
Okay.
I said what I had to say.
Dude, go off.
And I'm not going to apologize because I fully believe that. Don't tell me that Detroit is more fun than Nashville.
But Sophie wasn't finished, because what she did next would take things to a level the league had never seen before. If the fines were supposed to shit Sophie up, they backfired because instead of cooling off, she grabbed a mic and launched her own podcast. Show me something. In from day one, she let it rip. She called out the constant abuse Caitlyn was taking on the court.
Why bully the person who is like not 100% responsible, but like has a huge role in growing your sport?
Dude, and it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league, or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
She accused refs of turning blind eyes. She even went after entire teams, saying certain locker rooms were deliberately targeting rookies.
And I get
That's
it because if I was a ref, I know I would mess up all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that your job is easy, but when it is a simple call right in front of your face multiple times, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What call are you like bugged out?
All
on
of them.
most? Everything?
Like, it's just like they're just so inconsistent. Like, that's my thing. Like, if you're on the other team and you're gonna be finding the shit out of me,
yeah.
cool. But let me do it to
They
you.
let you, yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
want
Like,
consistency then.
yeah, like just give. And I think that's players across the league and like new fans across the country. Like, everyone's like, what is going on with the refs? And I'm like, I don't know.
Most players would have danced around the issue. Sophie? She named names. She singled out Phoenix. She blasted the officiating. And when it came to Caitlin Clark, she didn't just defend her, she crowned her. Caitlin is the face of the league, Sophie declared, before calling anyone who disagreed dumb as F***. Every episode was another headline. Every rant added another fine for $100, $500, $1,500, but instead of breaking her, it only built her legend.
We were talking about like our first week, what people had to say. Well, the WNBA fined me.
No! You got fined for episode 1?
Dude, they fined me $1,500. I'm like, what? I'm like, this is just the beginning. I was like, you're kidding.
Oh, way.
I was like, I even told them, I even credited them that their job was hard. I did say that, and I said that I would not be good at it. I did say that. Like, look at the whole picture. What are we doing?
By now, Sophie wasn't just Caitlyn's enforcer. She was becoming the loudest voice in women's basketball, and the league couldn't stand it. But Sophie was about to cross a line that would spark even bigger chaos.
Man, I don't know how excited people are to be going to Detroit or Cincinnati.
By this point, Sophie Cunningham was already walking a tightrope with the league. But what she did next? That set the whole WNBA on fire. She didn't just criticize the refs anymore, she went after her own former mentor, Diana Taurasi. The legend who once guided Sophie in Phoenix suddenly found herself in Sophie's crosshairs. Sophie accused her of throwing shade at Caitlyn and feeding into the culture of targeting rookies. Phoenix fans were furious. The WNBA front office? Even angrier.
She's towards the end of her career, so like, she deserves her flowers. She deserves to be happy. But I also think that if you're gonna leave, like, you're gonna have to expect getting bit.
Was there explanation when it happened? No.
Not even privately. That's tough. And yeah, okay.
And Sophie wasn't done. She took aim at Paige Buchers, the Yukon superstar who hadn't even stepped on a WNBA court yet. Sophie claimed the league was already rolling out red carpets for Paige while turning a blind eye to Caitlyn's treatment. It was explosive. Fans online went into meltdown. Some praised Sophie for saying what others were scared too. Others accused her of burning every bridge she had left.
Or to assess an opponent tonight?
Yeah, you know, AZ was good to me, but I'm way happier where I'm at now. It was good to see people. It was fun to play in front of some fans. But for me, I'm way happier in Indiana. Do not get me wrong. I think, like, again, I think she's a hell of a player and, like, would love to play with her one day. But those refs were giving her every freaking whistle last night.
The fines piled up, the criticism grew louder, but Sophie's voice, louder still. At this point, it wasn't just player versus refs anymore. It was Sophie versus the entire WNBA. And then, the one thing nobody saw coming stopped her momentum cold.
We call her CC. CC. For even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like, I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But there's just more for her. So it's her second year, and like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like, actually, it's just too much, and like it's just, I'm over it. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably too much.
No, that's so fair.
Like, that's fair. There's a couple players on their team that are just do a little bit extra stuff, like just chippy talking. Like you're a professional athlete, like that's what happens, right?
And I feel like you see it more because people act like this towards
yes,
Caitlin.
1000%. So in the first half, the refs didn't call. Someone should have been thrown out, and the refs did not call it.
Correct, I remember that.
They didn't, and so I was like,
That
all
was when
right,
she got full body chested
by 3 people. Like 2 people. They're like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, if that was anyone else, I would have been booted out of the game. I know that for sure. I'm a little sassy, but like, so are they.
Your leash is shorter though, because they know.
Literally, I don't even have a leash. I just have a freaking collar and a hand on it.
And then came this.
Just when it seemed like Sophie Cunningham couldn't be stopped, the unthinkable happened. An MCL injury sidelined her, forcing her off the court at the exact moment her voice was echoing louder than ever. For most players, that would have been the end of the story, but for Sophie, the injury only gave her more time and more reason to speak out.
Hey, another thing, I don't know why this reminded me of just like games, you asking about Bria, but I'm officially 3 for 3 on being fined by the WNBA.
Holy shit. For this? For the pod? Again?
They didn't like my comments on Paige Becker's.
No way.
I didn't even say anything bad.
Every podcast, every soundbite, every viral clip kept her name burning hot. She wasn't just defending Caitlin anymore. She was positioning herself as the truth teller of the WNBA. And here's the wild part. Sophie isn't promoting the league. She's promoting the game. Her loyalty is to women's basketball itself, not the executives, not the refs, not the politics.
Oh, that's so fair.
Like, that's fair, right?
Yeah.
Multiple times. What are you doing? What are you doing?
What call are you like bugged out?
All of them.
Most everything.
Like, it's just like they're just so inconsistent. Like, that's my thing. Like, if you're on the other team and you're gonna be finding the shit out of me,
yeah,
cool. But let me do it to you.
Let you, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Want
Like,
consistency.
To fans, that makes her a hero. To the league, she's a nightmare because every fine, every suspension, every attempt to silence her has done the opposite. It's made Sophie bigger, bolder, and more dangerous than ever. So the question isn't whether Sophie Cunningham will come back stronger after her injury. The real question is, when she does, who's going to stop her?